friend Alan Onderdonk sent us this battery charger, and we got it today.
Yeah, so it came in the mail, and we're gonna get it hooked up, see if it works, and then get it connected in there.
So thanks, Alan.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We ran into a fellow cruiser yesterday who needed some assistance with her rigging and going up the mast, so we are going to help her with that and get to know her a little bit and hear her story.
Yep. Yeah, so she, her rigging's, one of the stays has failed, and she's gonna replace it with a sta-lok fitting, and she's just not familiar with how sta-lok works. It's really simple to work with, so I'm just gonna help her out with that. It'll stay up, and it won't fall.
All right.
So in case the cotter pin falls out, the clevis pin holds it. You're gonna have the tang, and the tang comes this way, right? So you'll put the clevis pin so its head is up, so the gravity holds it in, and the cotter pin with its head up, so gravity holds it in. And that's it. And when you put the cotter pin in, you go the big leg, and then you'll bend it over, and then you'll slip the little leg in, and then it pops up. Okay?
Okay.
Hi. Wee.
That's the way to get close.
Woo.
When I do work, I like it kind of at my tummy area.
Yeah.
Okay.
You good there?
I mean, yeah, I feel good.
Yeah, so there's the tang is...
Just awkward.
Yeah.
The forward end,
So you just push the tang in, or push it into the tang, and then slide the clevis pin down.
This is higher than I thought.
We all do.
Oh, dude, I think I have to go upside down.
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause once it's in, then you'll rotate it. And your forward lower is more important than the aft. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, so that won't change the head stay.
And you think it's wide enough?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's plenty wide.
So I did good.
Yep.
Hey! Take me down.
Oh, no worries.
I love your protocol, man. You're just all about safety. It's great. Gotta get my land leg.
Yeah.
Are you standing?
I'm standing. Oh my god. So I need to replace all of my, we can't swear, right?
Yeah.
I need to replace all of my old rigging from 1968 that's really tired, and I was thinking about maybe using Dyneema or something because I saw the rigging doctor's blog. and then I happened to pass through Elizabeth City and was talking to someone about how I want to replace my rigging, and they happened to have a whole box of like excellent condition, size up, which is what I wanted to do, and they gave me this whole box just in time for my cracked lower. So right now I'm just replacing one lower to get underway again, and in time when I get further south and make a little bit more money, all of the stays will be replaced.
Perfect.
In my quest to make this boat blue water worthy.
Yeah. So.
And what kind of boat is it?
She's a Pearson Ariel 26, designed by Carl Ahlberg, built in 1968.
Nice.
She's got
Oh,
a full
68.
keel. Yeah.
We're-
She's
Same year.
yeah, she's a great boat.
Great.
Great era.
Yeah, I remember it well.
Yeah. I feel it when I'm in the cabin. I'm like, this was a good year. This was a good year.
So now you're gonna do some sawing.
Yes.
So this stay, it's longer than what we need. So we're gonna cut it off. We measured 2 lengths. So she went up there and hooked on the stay at the top at the tang. And now we're just we measured it on the deck with the turnbuckle and found where we're gonna cut it so that we can fit it into the sta-lok fitting. And so with 1x19, you don't wanna just hack at it. You cut around the outside, and as you go breaking through the outer wires, you go rotating it, and you go through each layer. So there's 3 layers to go through. So you could do bolt cutters, but bolt cutters will actually bend the ends of each wire and stress harden the end of it. So it's better to do a hacksaw. in Orlando.
They're in Orlando.
Yeah. Woo!
All right. All right. Just need to file it up. Go on.
Next to you.
Yeah. So actually, if you want to hold this. So inside this, there's a cup and a cone. The cup stays over here, but you don't want to drop it because it'll.
It's the only one we have.
Yeah. So the cup is there because they like to roll away. I'm just gonna
Maybe I
set
should.
it.
Okay.
I just set it there. Unless you want to.
Hold it.
Yes.
Feel better.
Okay. So this slides over this, and then I put tape on just to keep it from popping apart. Because the next step is to unwind this.
Wow.
Now that we have the thing slid on, we simply unwind the wire. So it's 19 strands, so you just unwind the outer core, and then it'll open up, and then you just slide the cone onto it inside of these.
Oh, wow.
So then you have a nice little flower pattern.
That's beautiful. But this one stays.
Yeah, so that stays centered, and you know you did it right if you can wind it back. And
Okay.
it goes back. If it doesn't wind evenly, then you're missing something. So you get it so it winds nicely, and then you just wind it open again.
Okay.
And it just opens up like a little flower.
That's so cool.
So then you slide the cone onto the centerpiece, and you want to have a couple millimeters stick out, like 2 to 3, and then you wind this over it, and you got to make sure the cup stays in, or the cone stays in there. And you just wind it over it. And then you want to make sure that wires don't fall in this slit, because the slit's gonna collapse onto it and it's gonna pinch the inner core. So if these wires are laying in the slit, for example, if they're laying in it like that, if the wire falls in the slit like that, it can't crush down on it and it won't work. So you have to make sure that they're all out of there. So just wrap it up nice and evenly until it looks pretty much like that, and everything's evenly dispersed over it and not caught in that slit. So this is what you want to have. You'll have the cone with the center core stuck in the middle, and then the other wires evenly spaced around the outside of it, and none of them are in that little groove of the cone. So it helps to kind of push the sta-lok fitting over it just to give some pressure so you can get them all set. And then the cup is in here already, so you just put them in and push, and you start threading it in. Now I'm going to go a little bit and then I'm going to back it out. This is all hand tightening. That way if it's not good, we can fix it before we crush anything and make it permanent. Put the cup in there, and we're just putting it in again. I'm putting it in hand tight, maybe a little bit of force with tools, but nothing permanent. That way we can pull it out and make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. So we want it to be pretty even on this as it goes, and we want to see that the wires are going to curl in around the outside of the cone.
Nada. Not popular.
This is a good shot. Young Americans.
Tighten it down a little bit, it forces the wires down, and then we loosen it, take it apart, make sure the wires are going where they're supposed to. Once the wires have taken the shape that we want them to have, then it's easy. Everything just sits together and you can tighten it down without fear, and you know everything's going to stay put.
No fear, huh?
No fear. We got the cone on there, we've tightened it down a couple times, and the cone is there, and the wires are kind of bending over it, so we're just going to get them more spaced around it evenly, and then we tighten it in all the way, and it's done.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she
Woo!
wrote. We got them bent down into shape, so this is the little cup that goes in the other piece. It simply goes over here, and it's got a hole in it. So this core is going to poke out through that hole when everything crushes together, but you'll never get to see that because it happens inside. So you simply put the cup inside the fitting and then screw them down. Now when you screw it down, you actually want to turn this thing and not this one, because this one's pretty tight on the wires. So if you turn it, you'll end up hockling the wire all the way up. So you just go turning it until it gets tight, and then you're gonna do it with a wrench until it's like wicked tight. So we crushed it down really tight, and then we opened it again because I'm a perfectionist, and just to make sure. And you can see everything's evenly set and not inside the gap. So that'll allow it to crush down properly.
Let's zoom in here.
Yeah, so the gap's right there. There's a wire next to it, but it's not in it. And that's what you need. So we'll simply put it back together again, and then it's finished.
The rigging doctor has done it again.
So a trick that is time consuming, but it makes sure that everything's even, is you tighten the turnbuckle down all the way so it's two blocked, and then on both sides, and then you can open it up again, and you'll have them oriented so that it's even top to bottom, because otherwise you might end up where there's a couple threads on one and not enough on the other. So we had it two blocked, so now I'm opening it up and I'm making sure to hold both jaws the same position, that way they don't rotate. So we got it open, so we just put the jaws over the chain plate and fish the clevis pin through and put the pin back on. So ideally you don't want to use ring pins because they can come undone, but they also won't hook your leg, so they're nice in that regards. So if you do have ring pins, you just got to check them often to make sure they're not coming out, because they work just the same. It's just they have a propensity to come undone. Alright, so it's on, everything's loose.
Woo! Oh, she's a rig again. She's a full rig.
Once you got the new stay put on, just want to look up the mast to make sure that everything's true and straight. Finished working on our stay, so now we're all gonna head to the sandwich shop. So we grabbed some bikes from the provisioning company, where they just loan bikes to boaters, and we're heading off to get some grub.
Emily keeps a blog of her adventures, and we've included a link to her website in the description down below.
And that is how the water gets in and causes all the drips.
We are going for a jog.
We got mail. So this big old package is from our sponsor.
Goodbye, monies.
Thanks so much for watching. And if you want to become a sailing buddy, you can click the link down below to our Patreon account.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And when you click subscribe, make sure you click on the little bell in the annotation. That way you get notifications as soon as our next video is uploaded.
Thanks so much.